We're here, bro.
Come on, man. Peace. Islam.
We made it.
Made it, man.
Finally pulled him on the podcast.
With the
bro.
young
We got
G, man.
Imani on the motherfucking mic tonight, bro. Imani here.
Imani on the mic.
Do you go by
Imani's
your?
here.
Do you like using your govy or you like using Imani?
Nah, I go by Imani.
You go, for sure.
yeah, I basically.
I ain't gonna even say the govy now. I ain't gonna even say it.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I tripped on some mushrooms one day and basically understood who Jesus is,
Islam.
and I was just like,
Basically.
oh, you just got to be a righteous man, dude. Follow law, and you can build your energy the same as that dude built his energy.
Definitely.
The Lord has spoken.
That's it.
The Lord has spoken, bro. So anything else?
That's the podcast.
That's it. That's it. That is it. So that specific trip. What else? Any other poignant?
Wait. Let's pray first.
Yeah, let's open it up. Facts. I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
Seriously. So
Before we get too deep in the storytelling.
in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve. Thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Ameen.
Islam.
Man. Yeah, I was gonna eventually get to the story of Jesus and how you're him and you got hair like lamb's wool and rocking Jesus sandals on Sunday, but you jumped to it. But I'm curious specifically, what did you learn during that experience?
It was pretty much. This was before pandemic.
Word.
I was sitting in my vehicle, and I just had basically a bunch of flashes.
The truck?
No, I was at this point. I was sitting in my Subaru behind my house,
okay.
which is like my garden.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I saw these visions of basically the end times, and I was just like, what?
Fire, burning buildings.
Fire, burning buildings, people incoherent, just running around, just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, like, what made Jesus? Like, everyone, why is this man so powerful that everyone is praying to him? Everyone is looking to be him. Like, who is he? Mm-hmm. And then it's like, really, he was a carpenter. He learned from a lot of wise men, really sat within himself to figure out what is good and evil, or what should we do as humans.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, he was just really big on that. He was really big on being a true man and figure in the world or in the community that he was in.
Yeah.
And trusting with nature, which what God provided.
Yeah.
And so he did that, and he became who he was.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, well, am I ready to give myself to this mission to be able to walk the same path and, show that, hey, like, I can have long hair, I can have feminine traits, but I can still be a real man. That
Facts, bro.
A God-given man.
Yeah.
And show up every day and just be walking my light.
Mm-hmm. And
Bro.
Anybody know Imani's from work?
Facts.
He's just been working,
That's all
bro.
it is. No, all he does is work. And
He don't kiki people. He just
then if he's kikiing,
he pop up
chopping fruit.
Yeah, he pop up with some work.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
So did this vision happen before you really hit the pavement?
So,
Bro, you serious?
This vision happened when this was like a year into me learning how to build like our ancestors, build gardens, build homes out of, brick.
Carpentry.
Not brick, but cob, and mixing grasses and fibers with clay, and how that builds walls and strong.
You learn how to build. I missed this part in your journey, bro. I didn't know all this. So this was.
He a carpenter, man.
I mean, damn! I didn't know you fall like you literally were Jesus, bro. I thought you were like him, but I'm
Follow
you nigga was
the path, man.
It's the path.
What they say on the Mandalorian, this is the way.
Nah, man.
It is the way.
No,
it's
for
the
real.
only way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
If you can get comfortable in understanding like this is the way,
This is
the way, bro.
then no matter what happens in Babylon, it's just what happens in Babylon,
Exactly.
and you're always going to be set.
That's right.
Yeah,
Because you figured out the way to take. I mean, a man knows how to take care of himself first and foremost.
yeah,
Right.
with what is given.
Facts
Yeah.
of what is given. So what does that mean at the most basic physical carnal level is how to house himself, how to clothe himself, how to
Yeah.
feed himself.
Agriculture is
Is the foundation.
Foundation,
bro.
man.
Yeah. So this whole journey in building structures, like, was that something that self-taught? Homeboys?
So I took a permaculture class. That's just the white man's way of saying, what the indigenous men have been doing for
Seriously.
millennia. But I took a class and they broke down how to build these structures and things like that. And so then it was just, YouTube University after that.
Awesome.
And then it's just trying it yourself.
Awesome. All in Fullerton? Did you go anywhere?
Yeah, just Fullerton.
Okay, word. Okay.
Shout out to Fully. My brother went to Cal State Fullerton, so I used to be in Fully all the time, man. Like 2008, 2009. He was out there.
It's cool.
I was out there.
Yeah,
Man.
it's cool. It's cool.
He was out there functioning, big functioning.
It's cool. Yeah. Yeah. How did you?
I like Fully, man. It was
Fullerton's dope.
Fullerton was fun.
Honestly, Fullerton, if I want to raise a family in the United States, Fullerton is solid.
Word?
Like, bro, their main priority as a city is education.
Definitely.
So I was taught in 6th grade by an English teacher the origins of Greek and Latin and how
Damn.
that breaks down into words.
Yeah.
And recently I found out how powerful that is because
Damn, man.
going to Mexico and hearing how they speak, you can pick up the Latin and understand, oh, they're saying this.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And so, like, that carries weight.
Yeah.
So I would want to stay in a place that, they're really big on the education.
So to this day, you still like know these foundations of like Greek and Roman, Greek and Latin like words. Like if you hear it, you can still pick up on it to this day.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So even hearing like Arabic and hearing all these other languages, as long as you can pick up on these like prefixes or suffixes, you're just like, oh,
Arabic comes from Greek.
I don't know, man.
Oh, but you kind of you can kind of
Good question.
connect the dots enough to like communicate essentially, or at least relatively interpret.
Yeah, which I think it's actually closer to Latin because if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken, someone was telling me how a lot of Arabic words are actually very similar to Spanish.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
which their cultures are very similar
Yeah.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Yeah, when you so when you're building these structures, how did you foray, I guess, into more growing food and gardening from that to what was that journey?
Well, my main thing's always been food.
Okay, understood.
Food security. So
Yeah.
I lived in Alaska when I was like 18.
Yeah.
And I met some older couple.
How'd that happen?
Dude,
Yeah.
I have family in Alaska, and so like junior to senior year summer, I went out and lived out there, worked. There's that guy. There's that guy. We had Ratatouille head to the kitchen.
Yeah, at the
right
same
quick.
time, man.
Man, shout out to him.
Shout out. It's the same one too.
It's the one. But yeah, so I had family out there. I lived and I worked, and I was just like, after high school, I was like, yo, I don't want to go to college because education system's not the best. I need to go learn more life experience.
Yeah.
And I need to test the life experience that my father passed on to me while raising me. So I went out there and did that for like a year and a half. Dope.
In
Love it.
Alaska.
Alaska.
Bro, a lot of crazy ass. That shit's like the Wild Wild West.
I'm
Nah,
sure,
for
bro.
real, bro, for
It's
real.
Alaska.
Bro,
Yeah.
that's the last place fugitives go. Like that's, bro, it's weird area.
This nigga at 17 said I need to go be a man.
I need to go be a
I'm
man.
gonna go to
I'm
Alaska.
going to go to Alaska,
Hey,
the
bro.
last frontier.
Shout out to him, man.
I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to go to Alaska, bro.
Yeah.
That's real, man. That's real.
And
Yeah.
that's where I met the people, and I met the mindset of actually working with the time that you have. If it's spring, hey, we're showing up spring. We're working on the house. We're bringing in all the money we can to get ready to basically hibernate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you got cracked windows or you got a leaky pipe, like in the winter, the winter's gonna show all your flaws.
Yeah.
So if you're not secure, then you're fucked.
Yeah. No, facts.
And so this older couple, they grew their own food, and I was just like, yo, this is the type of shit that, my generation does not know anymore. And so I took it onto myself. Well, I also took a large amount of mushrooms up there
Understood. Okay.
for the first time.
Yeah.
And that unlocked things in my DNA that I never knew. And basically, it showed me my past, my grandfather's work in the land. It showed me my connection with the land is actually greater than what I knew
Yeah.
on before that.
Yeah.
And so
You remember what they look like? Indigenous? These specific ancestors that you saw in this realm of vision.
it was more so like I just saw hands
Okay.
digging in the soil.
Understood.
I can look up and I see fields.
Word.
I had visions of me running through forests and knowing like grab here, jump here,
Dope.
spin here, do this, do that, do this.
Yeah.
And it was just like I knew this way too well
Yeah.
for it to be my first time running through these places.
I feel you.
This was the vision, or this was you off the medicine? You was doing this in this realm, or this was the vision?
This was the vision.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Off the medicine.
Okay, yeah, for
Okay,
sure,
understood.
for sure.
Yeah.
And so that just gave me the understanding of like, yo, this is my role.
Yeah.
I have to come back and show these things. And as I continued to go into the mountains and connect more with nature, it was just like, yo, this is it. Like, this is my lane.
Yeah, no, this is facts. No. And when I've seen you working, I see very much, oh, this is his lane. That's what and it feels so you look like a natural.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, everything about you is natural, and I think that's why people gravitate for you, because it seems like you're just an instantiation of God, of the universe, being like, okay, this is how things. This man has figured out what he wants. This is what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This is what time it is. Right here. This one has got it.
Serving fruit
For real. Serving life.
to the hood,
Serving
to
life,
the masses,
bro.
man.
Nah, serving life.
Yeah, facts.
So, yeah.
It was actually neat. Real quick, my grandmother told me like 2 years into this journey that she confirmed my visions, as in being like, oh yeah, like
Your mom's mom, right?
my mom's mom.
Yeah.
She was
from
like,
Jalisco, correct?
from Jalisco.
Yes, sir.
Or no, she's from Sonora.
Oh, word. Okay.
That's in Mexico.
No,
Yes, sir.
Sinaloa.
Sinaloa.
So she's more on the coast.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And she was like, oh, my grandfather had 28 acres. And this is like where I come from.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, what? Like, so
Yeah.
I've been doing this, seeing the visions that I've seen, just understanding it within myself, my intuition, like, okay, this is me.
Yeah.
And now you're coming and telling me, like, no, actually, my ancestors have been doing this. They were selling fruit back then.
DNA, man. It's DNA.
Wow. No, for real. No,
It's
for real.
DNA, bro.
For real.
DNA's real.
It's passed on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just told me, he showed me a picture of his father. Was that this week you showed me your dad?
Yeah.
And like, no, he looks like the indigenous Asiatics from Mexico, bro. Like the Olmecs, like straight up. Like same
Big
facial structure.
cheekbones.
Same facial structure, just like looks like what's the word? Like made for, like cut from stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
No, for real. Like he's cut from like just rock hard. It's like, oh, that's a god body. And I'm like, okay, damn. Your father, who on paper is African American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, born a black American, whatever. But I see his features and I'm like, okay, you look like an original Asiatic, but specific to the ones that there have been statues of in Mexico before Caucasians came over. So original Asiatic, indigenous to the land of that area. The other side of your family is from that area in the land. So it's like, this is your home, this is your landmass, and you've been putting in work on this landmass through generations. That's what it feels like.
Definitely.
For real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. And now you're rising into that understanding and understanding who Jesus was, and that you are that, because you came into the awareness that Jesus is a type of human being. He's a type of man. He's a type of man. So, and supposedly started out as a carpenter and became a spiritual leader, but ultimately he was just a man and stood on the truth. Right, and people gravitated to him, similar to how they gravitate around your fruit table. That's your what's the word? That's your not testimony. That's your ministry, right? For real.
The good and the
No,
bad.
it is.
No, that's your ministry, bro.
Because I talk to a lot of people.
No, that's your ministry.
You need to balance the foods you consume. You need to balance what you consume.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not only food, it's everything has a vibration.
Yeah.
And, I start going into the spiritual talk.
No, for
And
real.
it's like,
You're like, whoa.
whoa, I just was cutting fruit to your bowl and now you're eating
Yeah,
it
man.
and now you're feeling it.
Yeah, facts, bro. And it's not your spiritual talk is not packaged into a particular theology. It's just you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it so powerful. Is that like you can't put you in a box. You can't. It's just like, this is Imani. This is what time he's on, and so and as you've seen and we've all seen, it's very natural for people to want to latch onto that, but also try to finesse that energy into their own shit, bro.
Yeah. I've seen that quite.
No, for real. And you're going to continue seeing it, and I'm just like, and I see what you're naturally good at, and I'm starting to really just settle into my role. Like, bro, I'm a fucking administrator, bro. I know how to set up the system, the structure, and then put things in place to make things thrive and flourish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just-
I know his role. I know his role is motivating, campaigning, organizing, and what else, bro? Like,
Innovative.
yeah,
Creative.
creative innovation, extracting the highest
ideation.
level. Yeah,
Yeah.
highest level of idea from the heavenly ethos, and then capturing that energy and able to communicate it while it's hot.
Yeah.
I take that and be like, okay, that's dope. How do we make it real? How do we make it reality? And how do we build the administrative structures to actually build a program to implement the essence of what you said?
Yeah.
Right.
Visionary.
That's what I do.
I'm a
Yeah.
visionary.
There we
I
go.
see things I see the
Yeah.
future, and I try
Yeah.
to figure out how do we catch up to the future.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I say don't make sense until three years.
And like I tell you,
and by the time we get to that third year, I'm already saying some other shit that don't make sense.
and like I tell you, every time he says
And I just have to get used to that.
every time he says ridiculous shit, and my initial instinct is like, oh, this motherfucker, like, bruh, shut up. I don't. It's more like it's my time.
it's okay.
It's like shut
It's
up,
okay.
shut up,
It's
shut
like,
up.
man,
Here
whatever,
he
bro.
goes again. But then month or two later, I'm like, oh shit, he was right. He's right. Even like with ChatGPT, I wasn't on hater mode. I was just like, man, sit down, bro. Like Roas ain't fucking with you. Like,
But I also learned that's a part of being in agriculture and permaculture. It's like you put seeds in the dirt, and you be like, all right, I got a jackfruit tree coming. You don't. Everybody not going to see that. Like it's a part of, like you said, the ministry. That's a part of my ministry. It's like I've done things to the point where people said I wasn't going to succeed at those things, and then by the time that people realize that I was succeeding at that thing, I'm already doing more things that you think I'm not going to succeed at. And then by the time that catches up, then so at this point now I have so much body of work and such an extensive resume that not too many people are like, you crazy.
Yeah,
Like that energy isn't really present with my life anymore. I just like, people might not agree with my vision, but nobody's like, your vision is crazy no more. Because
Yeah.
because look at what I've been able to accomplish. With my
and bring it
crazy ass ideas.
and bring it to physical reality, bro.
Like a lot of things that people know me for at one time was a crazy idea. That, Temu does this and he does this and he does this and we know about this. It took a crazy ass idea that I had to actually go through the process of implementing for it to be like, that's just what we know him for this. Like even doing kale salads in the hood. I know people who didn't eat kale, bro. Even doing a plant-based catering company in the hood, even taking over a community garden, even traveling Hawaii, even writing books. A lot of things that working with the state, working with the CDFA, a lot of things we did is just, even getting accessing state resources and things of that nature. So I just learned to embrace it, man. And then people like you just keep giving you game, bro. Keep being like, learn from me, learn from my mistakes, learn from my successes, and any resource I have, you have access to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the thing, what we all have, the beautiful thing about what we got right now, just at this table, is like we all have our own ministry.
Definitely.
You feel me? And it's like they're similar enough to where we have cohesion, but there's also like we all have a very clear and distinct lane, right? And within that lane is our own specific ministry.
A temple can have multiple ministries.
And it should. It should. And
a kingdom
it
needs
must.
multiple functions.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm like, damn. Like, and even just our foray this weekend at Sunday, I'm like, I felt it. It literally felt. It felt like the Garden of Eden. It felt like heaven. Like we was all in pocket, like with the drum circle, and then him cutting fruit, me standing back at the table, you at your campaign booth. I was like, oh shit. And then watching people flow in, like, and literally gravitate like flies to a fly trap and like not want to leave. I'm like, oh okay, damn. This is just.
Shout out to that lady who bought 4 plants from you. Remember that lady?
Oh yeah. No, bro. Did you see what? Hold on, I'm gonna put him on blast. Did you see what he like?
I
hold
didn't
on.
do it.
That was foolish.
It wasn't foolish.
Did you were probably too busy working.
No, it wasn't.
No.
foolish.
I'm gonna put him on blast, bro. So
I was being nice. That's my point.
you were being.
I was being nice.
You were playing the game.
No, I was.
You were
being,
not playing the game.
I was.
You're being honest.
No, I actually was being nice.
She did.
That was my point.
So
Like I really was being nice.
I feel you, bro. I feel objectively. I feel you. She did not. She shouldn't have been asking that question.
She should. Don't ask me that damn question.
What she asked?
How old do I look? And she,
shit.
yeah, bro. First of all, that's always a trap coming from a female. Always.
And
always a trap.
I said I don't want to answer this question.
And he
She
said,
said, "No, answer." I said, "I don't. I always mess up, and I always I always do this bad.
Facts.
I don't want to answer this question. I never answer it right." She said, "Oh, just guess." I said 60.
I'm thinking
She got mad.
that's never a good answer for any age,
She
no matter
said-
what.
she said-
that's too high to guess.
My
You
mom-
don't guess higher than like
my
45,
mom is
bro.
60. My mom is. If
feel
I
you,
said
bro.
my mom looked like a 60-year-old person, she's not gonna be like, "Ah, how dare you?" Right? Like
Right.
if you look like a lady, you look like a. I'm not 19. I'm 34. Older people look like older people.
She
to
looks
me.
60. She looks 60.
She
bro.
looks 60.
She looks 60.
All respect
but
to
at-
her.
She looks it.
She looks 60, bro. That's what I'm
60,
like.
bro.
What are
You
you
were-
doing?
yeah.
Leave me
But
alone.
I knew from the jump that she wanted to be flattered.
I'm not. That's
I
what I literally
understand
said.
that.
Don't do it.
I understand.
I'm not the one to flatter you.
I understand, and I understand. You know, I'm not. And first of all, I'm not judging you. I'm just letting you know like what I witnessed, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, this nigga finna be honest as fuck. Oh shit, here we go.
She
Here
like,
we go.
She's like, you're not a good salesman. I'm like, I'm not trying to sell you.
And I was like, yeah, he's not. I agree with you, sister. Please continue to buy my plans. Jesus Christ. Thanks, man. Thanks, Temu.
Nah, I feel it's funny because I'm like, what are you trying to? It's like thinking like, how old are we, man? Are you?
She was.
This is sound like a 24-year-old
It was
question.
childish.
This is a
fishing.
17-year-old question.
She was childish, and she was also flirty and
I don't
all that.
got it.
She was like trying to play like I'm still young and cute
I
and
don't got
flirty,
it.
and she was captured in our energy,
I
and
don't
I'm
got
like,
it in me.
you just like you shut down her dream.
I don't
bro.
got it in me,
It was-
bro. I don't
she
got
shut-
it in me
She
no
shut it
more.
down. He shut it down.
So we gotta have boundaries, man.
I understand, bro.
I can't just be I can't be in everybody's grandma face. giggling. I'm not being in nobody's mama face. Kikiing.
We need code words.
Yeah, for real.
Adam.
Yeah,
know.
something.
I understand. Yeah.
Imani, slide in this one.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Well, for real. Yeah. So that was funny. Like I'm
was
not, and
funny.
I wasn't. It was really funny actually.
I didn't think she was gonna really be upset.
But she was really.
She was
like,
really
she,
like
she was
hurt.
butthurt. She was butthurt.
So how old was she?
She said
She's 60.
She said she was like 55.
Oh fuck.
Right? Like I overshot. Like
He overshot.
It flipped on her.
Yeah.
But like
you always just say 45.
That's not that. Seriously, that's the rule. That's the rule. It's like you don't.
that's
get
my
married 45.
point. I thought she was like 70, 80. I'm gonna keep that's my point. I was being nice.
She did look rough.
I thought she was like 65, 70. I was trying to show her some love.
Yeah, bro.
That was the point. That's all like leave me alone because I'm literally trying to be nice. I thought she was 70. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. And I was shooting for low for the 60.
Yeah, man. So it's just she had no grasp of reality. She thought she looked 49.
Hey, but shout out to her though. Shout
I'm
out
not mad
to
at
if
her.
she hear this.
Not
Shout
mad
out
at
to
her.
you.
She bought 4 plants.
Shout out to you and the plants.
I gave her a discount.
I learned my lesson. Next
Yeah.
time I'm just gonna just
40
not answer the question.
Not out of country or 35.
No,
40.
I'm just not. No,
don't- or just don't answer.
I'm not. I'm tired.
fifth.
I'm tired of these
Don't play the game.
silly games. I'm just gonna not answer the question and stand on that. I'm tired, bro. I got way too much to be worried about. You feel me?
Yeah.
We in these spaces.
I understand. Yeah. That was a
That's where you slide one of those like, hey yo, try this roller.
Yeah, for real.
You put on the roller and then you be like, you smell like you 35.
Yes.
hey.
And then it's flipped. It's
It's
like,
flipped,
oh,
yeah.
he just said I was 35.
There we go.
No, I said you smelled like you were 35.
Hey. That's that's a game right there,
That's
bro.
normal.
That's
You
game.
do it. You
that's
handle
game,
this
bro.
with fruit.
That's game, man. And there's nothing wrong. Like the thing is, you have to as a business person, you have to be able to handle situations. Like
Yeah, no,
objectively,
definitely.
I'm not. First and foremost, I'm not judging you. I'm
Not
being
at
very
all.
clear. Like this is not something. Where I'm
Could I
like,
have drastically under. Yeah, I could have.
You could.
I could have.
You could have.
But my point was, I already said I don't want. Like my point was already communicating my boundaries. I'm learning to communicate my boundaries, and then you're gonna get what comes. If you like, if I say I don't want to do something, and you force me to do, or you try to, all right, you gonna then this is what you wanted. Like to me, it's like this. Like I get it, but it's like.
I get it, bro.
Okay.
What am I supposed to do? What am I doing? I'm here. What am I supposed to do right now?
I think the lesson
Leave me
is-
alone.
I mean, if your initial instinct was like not answer the question, just don't answer the question.
That's what I said. Lesson learned.
Right?
Just don't answer the question.
Don't
Walk
answer the
away.
question. Yeah, go with your first impulse.
Just walk away.
Go.
You know what? I need to go get some
Yeah, I'll
food.
be right.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Actually, I got you when I come back.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then that way, you just
We
don't.
gonna
Yeah,
be more involved.
you
We're gonna be outside. You got me back outside again. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be out of murder and everything again. So I gotta learn how to
no.
talk to old black women again.
Yes, we do.
Shout out to them.
No.
All respect and honors.
Yeah.
But that's me. I'll come from more like. Honestly, I've learned. I would rather you don't like me than you think I like you.
Explain that.
I'd rather you think I'm an asshole than you think I'm trying to get at you,
I think I get it.
or you think I'm trying to flirt with you.
I feel you.
Because
I see.
it's less energy dragged. Like there's less of an energy trail. If they think that you like them, then they're gonna constantly pull or come around, and now that energy is gonna linger more often.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey yo, think of me as an asshole. I'll be straight direct. If you want something, hey, I'll be direct with it. But anything after that, you basically keep your flow going.
I mean, you heard what we ain't gotta talk about it too much, but somebody said that they think that you got a crush on their mom or something like that. Remember you heard that like, and you was like, nah, really, like, and it's like, nah, people will really go around in their head and be like, oh, he got a crush on me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what are you talking about?
That was funny.
It was funny. It's
was
funny, but
that was funny.
it's funny, but I've seen how that could go left really fast.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. As opposed to like, oh man, he's kind of like mean, or he's just like you say, he's just direct.
Yeah.
And then to be like, that's it. Oh, he's direct. I don't really. When I engage with him, I know to be direct. Like that's me. I've had to learn because I've been told I'm too charismatic at times. So I pick and choose. Sometimes I'm like, actually, I don't want no charisma, and sometimes. Like you said, like we put the sprinkle on it. I put some sauce on it.
Yeah.
What you say the coconut? I come with the coconut water too. Open up.
Yeah. And that's part of business, bro.
Yeah.
It's part of business is actually like knowing, just like end of the day, like, there's something to it. The customer is always right. It's like
Definitely.
there's nothing wrong with sprinkling. And I think your response to the best one is like, oh, you smell like you're 35. And that way, like, it's just, she's happy. You're not lying. There's no cap.
I have my time in my place, bro.
Yeah.
That was one of those times where I was like, nope. And I get it in the context of like she was like a good customer.
Yeah.
I definitely could have sprinkled.
Yeah, you could have.
But I don't want to get it too much.
I know, but it was funny, bro. So it was worth it just for her reaction alone. She was like taking it back. She's like, "Oh, damn, you did fuck up."
Yeah, yeah, she was like,
she was butthurt.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
Right.
I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be an asshole about this now, but I'm actually not sorry. Cause I was being nice. That was my point. Like
were being
it's
honest.
deeper. It's layers because like you said, the layers of like I actually was being under in my mind. Like you said,
Yeah.
like I'm actually trying to be. Oh, let me give her a couple of years.
Yeah.
You feel me? Let me show some love, and then it flipped on his head.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, man. Just
But
like, I mean,
hey man, shout out
just like-
to these people.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, like, the ministry of Jesus's and like what, since I'm already thinking administratively, like where we're going, what does that actually look like? And him and I had a conversation after you left on Sunday. Is where we're going. We're like we're on a way to just provide an infrastructure for men to become themselves and rebuild themselves, and actually become like Lord, God, to actually become that. What does that actually mean to become Jesus, right? That's the manufacturing process, right? And we all are bringing different avenues towards that. But when I'm putting together, because I've always known that you did not do the traditional thing at all. You didn't do the traditional thing. High school, go to 4 years of college, internship, like that route. No, you said, fuck that, I'm going to Alaska. So I'm like, we know that college more or less is mostly bullshit. No, there's some merit to it, mostly bullshit. So I'm just like,
Mostly bullshit.
a
lot of debt.
Yeah, debt and bullshit.
Debt.
Yeah, no, for real.
But debt and cap, debt and lies.
It trains you to be able to get done paperwork stuff.
Fact.
That's one thing I do regret. It's like
Yeah.
I never took writing essays seriously or this or that. So now it's like I'm really good in the field.
Yeah,
I'm really good with people and conducting myself and just being me. But when it comes now to the administrative stuff, it's like, yo, this is hard. Yo, I gotta reply to everyone.
I feel you, bro.
No, I'm with
you.
Where you guys share
with you, bro.
share that apprehension, and
It's like,
but that's
I gotta respond to all these emails, every day.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you better.
Yeah, we do.
You fuck with me?
Yes, we gotta respond to all these emails every day.
Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah, we gotta attend these Zoom meetings.
That's
yeah,
the expectation.
Set a calendar.
Yeah, that's the expectation. So my mind is like, that makes me, and he's been on my ass about it. I really have to step into my role. I can't pretend my role is not a role. Like I was trained in this, so I have to do my job, do my job, not just for my shit, but for all of our collective shit, but also train you niggas, train, give you, but not train you to a point where you can still stay in pocket and do what you do best. So give you enough training to where this is what you got to do to just stabilize your position so you could thrive in your lane. But not make you like a full functioning 100% administrator. You know what I'm saying?
We'll never be a full functioning administrator.
Yeah. So it's my job to just assess.
No corporation has a in any business you have the ideas person, and then you have the ops person, and then you have the administrative person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Any to make a business succeed, it can't be 3 CEOs. It can't be 3 CFOs. It can't be 3 COOs. No. Right? It has to be somebody who just come up with random ass ideas, and then somebody who says, actually no, or actually yeah, and then somebody said, okay, how does this apply to the people here? Yeah. How do we actually turn this and institutionalize these random ass cool ass ideas? Yeah. Because I could get lost in my cool ass ideas, and I know that I can keep coming up with more ideas. Yeah. And keep being like, ooh, what about this cool ass idea? Ooh, what about this cool ass idea? And then a week later, I got 3 more cool ass ideas. And then a week later, I got 3 more cool ass ideas.
But then nothing gets done.
Then
you just got high in your own supply.
Yeah.
And me too. Like I get contact high. I was like, oh fuck, that is a good idea. That is a good idea. So I'm always.
I definitely got a lot more done when you was like, stop trying to do everything.
That's not your lane.
Or you was like, nigga, we'll focus on this administrative things too. Like, nah. Yeah, that's cool, but like, you can't respond to emails, nigga. So nobody gonna take you serious.
Facts. No, for real.
And nobody taking it. I mean, it was facts.
No, for real, man. Like you have to be responsive. And we all talk about being billionaires and millionaires. I'm like, bro, nigga, you can't rise to that level without being responsive to your customers and stakeholders. You know? Like no, that's not an option. I mean, you can't skip that part.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, no. Like when I really first joined the BIPOC Advisory Committee, and I saw
to the California Department of Food
to the California Department of Food and Agriculture,
yes sir,
to the Equity Office,
yes sir,
of the California Department of Food and Agriculture, and I saw the proposed state budget, and I saw where so much money is being distributed, and that ultimately I have nothing in place to access. Yeah, this $100 billion
pool of money
proposal. Yeah, and there's nothing I could do about it. Yeah, I can help to develop it and help put things in place, but nothing formal to plug in. Yeah, and it was it was a crazy juxtaposition.
Yeah, because you can't give $1 million to a dope idea. Yeah, spouted out on a podcast.
And I'll come back and telling everybody, and it's like people's like, okay, And nigga,
No, for real.
Yeah, no,
It's real.
the truth.
No, and it's like,
sure, nigga.
yeah.
Sure.
Because you got to realize it's like this world that we're talking about, this world of resources, it's kept far away from
Yeah.
the culture.
No, I
You know what I'm saying?
understand.
It's like because we could be like, but FYI, there's all this money available in the CDFA, and it's be like, cool.
Yeah,
what's
cool.
that got to do with me?
Yeah.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
and that's a real response. It's like that ain't me. That's them.
And I can't be, high and mighty. I can't be
No.
condescending because this institutions have thrived on racism and they have thrived on keeping us and keeping us away from this information.
Exclusionary tactics.
Yeah.
It's like they want to make you think that like government is them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, bro, it's your.
So I couldn't
you have
even
access. It's yours.
Yeah, I couldn't even be like, I couldn't even wave no finger at niggas because it was like, once again, like I'm here in the same situation, which is nothing in place.
Nothing in place.
to to access this. Just
Yeah.
here to give advice and here to advise.
Yeah.
And then it kind of hit me like, the light bulb of like, the advising is the formal business. The access to the
That's where it
information.
starts.
That's where it starts. That's where it starts.
bro.
Yeah, just
That's the
formalizing.
bridge. Yeah.
What is it that we do?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just formalize that, and then we can start putting things in place and fine tuning that and structuring it, and then
Facts.
Adam Wiggles got the term.
Yeah, exactly.
Websites and this and-
yeah, exactly.
Whatever,
So that
go.
and
Sure, nigga, do it.
Yep, and that's where the this would be a good idea turns into, all right, how do we set up the administrative bodies to make shit happen? What are the requirements? What are the steps we got to go through to make it happen, bro?
Yeah.
And like that's just it just requires a disciplined way of thinking.
And I'm not gonna say nothing because me and my bros, we did create our own nonprofit. I'm definitely not gonna belittle the work that my bro Ty has done with being the president of Holistic Divine Innovations. But just at that time, our mindset wasn't on like accessing state resources, So it was more like even if we do have different, formal bodies in place, at that time, it wasn't nothing I could directly connect to these resources. Now, definitely, like, our nonprofit, we tapped in with RCD, we tapped in with the city of
Resource
Allenstown.
Conversation District, or what does that stand for? You can't just spout off acronyms.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, you gotta clear it up. RCD. That's
Regional Conservation District.
I think that's a regional.
Yeah. So that's like different aspects of California. So, I mean, even at starting to learn, and it's so crazy because now that I knowing so much of this stuff, and I could just be, to me, it's normal to just be like RCD,
No, it's
NRCS,
not
USDA, CDFA.
Yeah. Resource
yabba dabba dabba.
Conservation District.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but this came with.
I'm going to read this definition.
Go ahead.
What are resource conservation districts? Public Resources Code Division 9 established resource conservation districts, RCDs, to conserve soil and water, control runoff, prevent and control soil erosion, manage watersheds, protect water quality, and develop water storage and distribution.
They help you with land, but you got to own the land. If you don't own land, then you can't really work with them.
Yeah, and the reason why, like, I'm on it about like defining terms in this world, because our objective is to make this world, bring it to our people. So if we're just using all this lingo that regular people don't know, like, it keeps the information over here.
Yeah, facts.
So what function as a bridge if there's no road between the two pillars, whatever the two towers are? You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you actually have to bridge this information. Here's the definition of resource conservation district, et cetera. And then also get people to realize is like these sort of like administrative bodies, this is the type of things you need to be thinking about if you actually want to run shit. You know what I'm saying? Administration, all of this quote unquote boring stuff that people who say F the government don't think about. But I'm like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna run whatever thing you have without some semblance of order, man? So
Yeah, to whatever capacity, there has to be administration and organization in place.
yeah.
We're not, like, we're civilized beings. You know what I'm saying?
No, we are.
We're not anarchists. We're not animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are human beings. there has to be some sense of bureaucracy, some sense of structure, some sense of accountability, some sense of a society
That's right.
to whatever capacity.
Yeah.
You know, there will never be pure art anarchy.
No, because there just has to be.
There's already too many systems in place to stop that from happening, right, wrong, or indifferent.
I don't think there's ever been pure anarchy.
Nah, man.
I mean, they try to make it seem like the Native Americans were like they had no system. But
Yeah.
They had councils.
They had councils.
Yeah.
They literally had an economy.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
They were shipping stuff from California to the East Coast.
Definitely.
Like,
Yeah. So you got to think like the function of governance and count, like all of that is just one side is just distributing resources and then applying justice.
That's
right?
all Asyr.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
It's-
all
it's
serious.
that simple.
That's
That
what
is
is
a
to be a
function of
king.
government. So it's like, why would you not want a society that doesn't have these energies in effective force?
And my like for me, like
Right.
I do understand because our institutions have practiced so much racism and there's so much racism embedded in these institutions. So I understand the sentiment of having so much frustration with our governing bodies that we don't want to engage with them because there's already so much racism, and engaging with them in the past hasn't resulted in what we want. Right? So I understand it, but I also understand and overstand that won't fix it. Not engaging with these institutions won't redirect the money. It won't change anything. It'll just make you not have access to the resources
that's
that
it.
you already
That-
didn't
that's
have
it.
access to in the first
That's
place.
it. Yeah, that's it.
You know?
And that's not going to help you change your condition. You know
As
what I'm saying?
opposed to
It's
the
like-
slow build, the slow moving the needle, engaging in the system, engaging in it, understanding it, navigating it, putting things in place, aligning, advocating, engaging in the whole process, and accepting what the process is and doing the best you can to make the small change to move the meter so that way more people can come in and make another small change
Yeah.
to move the meter.
while at the same time you have got your own autonomous projects going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so by no means would I advocate fully putting your energy into a crumbling infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying no. Take advantage of what's available and have your own projects and stuff going on so that way when quote unquote Rome falls, you've already taken enough from a crumbling empire to support your own that when it falls over a period of time, yours has been enough set up to a point where you could take care of yourself and then start building over there. So that's the move. And it's not what we tell people, like Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome's not going to fall in a day. It's a gradual deterioration over time. So what are you going to do? Like we talked about earlier, like the falling of the U.S. dollar, crumbling of the dollar, all the other things take into effect, crumbling. So what are you doing to offset that over here while living in the reality that, you know, people still accept U.S. dollar for currency and it's still functional and works. So
And to add to that, like, that's such a bar too, because understanding our political infrastructure, even if America falls, we act like we can't go somewhere else with the understanding of political infrastructure and apply the not like I just seen our last mayor. He's like,
Garcetti,
he's like some,
he's the ambassador to India.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Yeah.
How? I don't know. Right. But like,
because Biden put him on. I mean, that's it. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, these skill sets,
yeah.
you don't just because like you don't get the skill set and then be like, oh, well, I can't apply it. Nothing. They can be applied to
They're transferred.
yes,
Absolutely.
they're transferable skill sets to the whole world.
Yeah.
Learning how to run things is learning how to run things. Learning bureaucracy and infrastructure and democracy can be applied to the rest of the world. Like, this is democracy. How is it a flawed racist system? Yes. But is it skill sets that aren't valuable?
No. learning how to govern.
Learning
is
how to govern is valuable.
Learning how to administer is valuable.
It's valuable.
Learning how to be a leader is a valuable skill set that you can't underestimate that.
For me, it's much, much bigger than just, like I said, our political infrastructure is about like running the world. I want to be a part. If I'm not a part of the people running the world, I want to be a part of the people who are like. I want to be at the table. I want to be in the room. That's how. Like that's me, and I'm okay with that. Like I want to be one of the ones who, like, when it's all said and done, who are the top 100 people we need in this room?
Yeah.
Nigga please somebody call Temu Asyr Martin, baby. I don't know where he at, but somebody call that nigga and tell him he got to come in this room.
Yeah.
The whole world is shut down.
What's happening?
I want to be
happening?
one of them niggas.
What's happening?
And I don't mind saying it. I don't mind looking at people like, yes, and once again, crazy ass ideas. I'm okay with these crazy ass ideas sound like crazy ass ideas until they not crazy ass ideas.
Until it starts happening.
Yeah.
Until you start rising into higher and higher levels, and all of a sudden, all the king is someone who's been trusted enough to administer a large scale of resources to a populace of people.
Yeah, and it's not just about the vanity and the ego of me being in a room, but of actually being able to make sure these resources, information, these access is pipelined back to my people, my culture, my community, my family, my niggas, my predecessors, my apprentices. You feel me? Like it's not just me being. If we don't have somebody who look like us, talk like us, think like us, move like us, who understands how to navigate in these rooms, then they're not going to be thinking about us. And I've seen how being in these rooms and saying 2-3 things, that stuff is a part of policy. That stuff is a part of grants now.
Yeah.
Just coming with, well, hey, this is what I represent. Even I was on a call with the lady who is going to be administering the first ever urban agricultural grant program, and I was just talking about, communications and outreach and how we need to really understand and put resources in place for outreach. And she was like, wow, like I never thought about that, like thank you. And it's just like, that's what I'll be trying to do. Like, it's not just some people look at me and trying to access power just for the sake of vanity, just for the sake of looking at me. No, it's for the sake of understanding that we need to be in these rooms. And if nobody else wants to be in these rooms to have these conversations and to drop these ideas, I'll do it. I'll be in these rooms and represent Compton, represent LA, and represent hood niggas, and represent
the culture.
The culture.
Nah, for real.
And make sure that our voices are heard and we actually put things in place and we actually have access to the information. Because like I said, the information has been that is one of the strongest weapons of racism, is hoarding information and creating committees and creating people who help to insulate the information and then keeping everybody out. So while I'm in these rooms, I do see my purpose is to ensure that we create something to where the information is available to the general public and available to our people. Now, working on how do we communicate that, but ultimately it's like the information is, with knowing, okay, example, they're going to create an urban agricultural program. Okay, now we can be a part of the stakeholder meeting, which helps to shape the way the urban agriculture grant program looks. And then now we can be a part of creating the projects that apply for the urban agriculture grant program based upon the criteria we already developed of how the urban agriculture grant program looks. Do you know? Like, that's the purpose of being in the room. Not just, oh, look at me in the room. It's like, no, like, this is really actively happening. You know what I'm saying?
No, and what I've realized is, like, being in these rooms gives you the most, using the resources available gives you the most power to change the condition of your people. And what better way to serve your community than actually to channel resources to changing the condition of your people.
That's right? It. That's literally it.
And that's
literally
if you look at our common connection is like we legitimately care about our community.
Definitely.
We're like, okay, there's a problem I'm not gonna go with the flow, and I'm gonna actually do something about it. And all of us have taken direct steps in doing something about it, which is why we're at this table right now, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Period. We've all taken our conscious steps to go against the grain, to put things in place, and ignore the naysayers.
Which is Jesus.
Facts. No, for real.
Niggas wasn't fucking with Jesus
At all.
People acting like everybody. He
They was not.
literally murdered and assassinated
They killed him.
from the most religious people.
Yeah, facts. Facts, bro.
Literally, bro.
For real. For real.
From literally.
Yeah.
From the most religious people.
So-called religion. They front like
They
this,
were
like-
they were the most religious people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that's that's the context
feel
of
you.
what story. That's the story.
That's
I'm
the
not
story.
saying
Yeah.
for me that's what the story says.
He's murdered.
He was
That I say.
They
He was
said
murdered.
give us the wild nigga.
Yeah.
Instead and clip this nigga who is quote unquote blasphemous and quote unquote doing
Speaking truth.
and mind you, I get it. He was pushing them in the net. He walking around healing niggas and going, we doing all kind of shit that niggas like, whoa, bro.
Chill.
And he's saying
You got chill with that.
he got bars every day. He got so many bars. He healing people. He got a crowd of people walking with him. Bro,
What?
bro, and then bro
what are
talking
you
about
doing,
I'm
bro?
the son of God. You gotta go through God to get through me. Bro walking on water.
That's what the Roman translation.
Hey
of what
man,
he says.
listen, it's shot to Paul.
No, that's Paul. That's,
Yeah,
that's
because
Paul.
I definitely I feel
I
like
really don't
be
think
more
that-
cautious than Christians.
I don't think Jesus really was out here being like, listen, only way to God is through me, bro.
Like I said,
I don't think he actually said that.
now I think
Because, and I'll be very clear, that's kind of like, that's the Christian theology that tells you, listen, Christianity is literally the only way to God. You got to come fuck with us. You got to fuck through our interpretation of Jesus. Oh, by the way, the nigga white.
I interpret it
You know what
from
I'm
the context of the meta nature, which is
Go
this
on,
is this
yeah.
is symbolism. Like the only way to us to God is through me, like through modeling, like you said, looking at it objectively
Oh, I
and then
feel you.
modeling your life after the character, developing
no.
these habits,
Okay. Facts.
developing this
Facts.
mindset, developing your personal relationship, looking at your life like
I
I
feel you.
am the son of the infinite creator, and I'm the
I agree.
physical embodiment
I agree.
of the creator
I
in the
agree.
flesh, and I have to go through the trials. I have to go through everything, and I have to accept that at the end of the day, I'm going to die by the people who are close to me, which is
facts.
it's a story of Asyr. He's literally saying, "Oh yes, you're right. I am the meta nature, Haru, Asyr, Alset, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I have to do this story, and that's the only way we can ascend.
Boom. I agree.
You feel me? It's doing the story. There's no way around the story.
Nah, facts. No, facts.
There's no way around.
So,
If you want to be king, you want to be God body, you gotta accept this is what it is.
the process. You
This is
got
the
no, you gotta- it's the process. The only way to go is through the process, the path. There's no shortcuts.
No,
It actually
there's no
comes.
shortcuts.
There's no shortcuts. Like this is the path.
And at any moment, this shit could all be over.
That's right.
And you
Facts.
gotta live with it.
That's what it is. And you come back and try again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another thing this weekend.
Or you resurrect and you ascend to the heavens.
Yes, sir. But this after you left on Sunday, another thing, thought that came to my mind was on top of like what I see us doing all together is just giving men the infrastructure to become that God body, but also like providing a viable alternative to the Roman standard of going to college for 4 years and getting in debt and be like, okay, instead of doing that, and I'm just like hashing it out, instead of doing that, come fuck with us. We got a job for you. We got real training and we got like a pathway to being self-sufficient, to building your own shit, having land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like a sort of like a rite of passage after, when you begin. Is it a rite of passage? Shit. Is that,
Definitely, we need that.
No, is it a rite? Is that just a rite of passage?
Yeah.
Fuck. I
Yeah.
mean, that's as simple as that.
'Cause I
It's
think
like,
we're-
no, you become a man. Okay, you want to be a man? Like, don't do as the Romans. Come over here. We actually have systems and things in place that we developed and used using Roman currency and Roman projects in the Roman Empire. But while it still works, here, come over here into we'll develop you and actually provide a pathway to becoming a self-sufficient man.
What did Jesus say? Give Caesar's what's Caesar's, man.
Yeah,
And no understanding. You only give him what's his.
for real.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, you need these LLCs and these woody wops to all right, cool. Here you go. Now we can do God body stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, like it's just That's how America worked.
Not for real.
Which is like, put these formal things in place to insulate yourself, and it's literally a limited liability.
For real.
That's what it's for.
That's right.
When you don't have a limited liability corporation, then you would take all the liability.
That's right. That's right.
Right? If you don't have a doing business as, then you are not doing business
That's right.
as. You're not doing business.
Yeah.
If you do not have a charity or a foundation or a something like, they have actual functions.
That's right.
And I think what we're also doing is in real time showing people how to move more formal.
Nah, for real.
And in real time too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you turn these cool ideas and this innovation and this wild, wild west mentality into
It's cowboy. No, it's
navigating
cowboy
how
shit.
to operate in America?
Nah, it's cowboy. Yeah, no, for real. And I never.
Why we live here? Because
No,
we live here.
we live here.
Like, if you're gonna live here, we gotta live here.
You gotta render to Caesar's. What does Caesar?
Give it to Caesar,
And I
or he
never-
gonna take more than what's his.
That's facts. Facts.
I'm single with no children and I'm married. That nigga be taking a lot.
Yeah. That's right. I never heard.
Right?
I never heard render to Caesar's. What is Caesar's outside of the context of just paying tax? I never actually interpreted that to mean like just do what you got to do to comply with the Roman custom and rituals.
While we're here.
You know, while we're
Yeah.
here, and I never took that to actually to include like, oh, just okay, we'll play the LLC and corporation charade just as all it is just it's a vehicle by which we conduct our activity.
Yes,
You know,
that's it.
that's all it is. That's
These
all
are
it
just
is.
vehicles.
Yeah,
These are
they're
just
vehicles.
things that are put in place to understand the way the American economy runs.
Yeah.
Because eventually we take these LLCs and go public, and now they are part of the American. They're part of the American economy itself.
Yeah.
Eventually, we can take these things and buy, 30-year notes, 20-year. We can buy bonds. Now we have access to the American economy. Like, we can actually, the American economy is bigger than just like us. You know what I'm saying? When you take a company public, the whole world can put in resources into building your business up.
Sure. Yeah.
The foundation of the stock market is commodities. The whole world still invests into our commodities, bro. And our commodities is deep. It's not just water and milk and bread and corn. We're talking gold, copper.
Yeah.
We're talking, I don't know how much we really understand how many bonds come from commodities.
Yeah.
And just how this is how it works. Like, we can have bonds too. We can have public traded companies as well.
Yeah.
And that's that's America. Like, that's business. Like, you can't not wanting to engage in business and not doing business is such a, like, we're doing ourselves a disservice at a very, very
It's a
major level of the disservice we're doing as Americans.
it's a childish psychology.
Yeah.
Not for real.
Like,
And it's what it is. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And also we also had this like cognition today in our meeting this morning is that, we're using these vehicles, LLCs, corporations now, podcasts now. We don't know what these entities that we're using now are going to evolve into. We may have our idea of them right now. It's like, okay, well, we gotta be like a grocery store and like we'll be whoop-de-wop, but we don't know what paradigm we're actually gonna be or what timeline and then paradigm we're gonna be creating. And it could be like, okay, well, actually, OGMFG Imani Gardens, Asyr's Bridge is just like literally a new collectively or a new reality that people can jump into, and it's how you're literally going to escape the matrix, or it's just fucking Zion. You know what I mean? Like we're using these vehicles now because that's what's available, but where we're going and just given everything is moving at such a rapid clip with AI being mainlined and mainstreamed, it's like, okay, well, it's happening exponentially quick. And also with rising food prices, inflation, crumbling dollar, and then the onset of wars, like reality and time itself is going to be changed drastically. And we're still going to have these vehicles that we've established to carry us into the new horizon. That being said, my point is like, just because we have the vision we have of where we're going is still filtered through more or less how things are now. But as things start to deteriorate, they're going to evolve into things that we can't even fathom right now. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
But I can fathom.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I feel you.
That's probably my hard part.
Your mind's already there.
Because I'm super grandiose, bro.
Yeah,
I've always
yeah,
been very grandiose.
I feel you.
Too grandiose.
Yeah.
You know? I love the show Succession.
Yeah.
You seen that show?
No.
It's a show about a billionaire family. Like I that's me. Like I don't see why we can't step into being multi-billionaires. I don't see why we can't step into like I said, even if it's on some, let's create our own town, let's create our own community, let's create our own. Like I'm down with like I'm down with like we don't need to work with the government or whatever the case, and we gonna build our own. I'm down with it. Like let's do it.
And we're
But are we ready for that?
I mean, just to be objectively, we're already kind of involved in projects that are like, okay, we are building our own town.
I know that, but I know, but it took. But that's my point,
Yeah.
right? Like it took the grandioseness
Yeah.
first
I feel you, bro.
to know we could do it.
Yeah.
To put the things in motion, and then Allah does what Allah does, which is actually. You feel me? We already that's already happened.
Yeah.
Now we can plug you into that because it's
Yeah,
which
it's
is the
happening right here.
redevelopment of our own town, and
That's right.
even just having access and equity and helping develop and being of service to that.
Fact.
You know, because I also learned about quote unquote manifestation. It doesn't have to be mine. I can have some like grandiose ideas that I might think I want to do, and then it can materialize in reality and it not be quote unquote mine. It could just be now in my physical realm. And I've had to learn how to like navigate. Like for example, when I came back to Compton because I wanted to open up a plant-based vegan restaurant. I didn't open up a plant-based vegan restaurant, but guess what? They opened up Planet Health.
Yeah.
You feel me? They opened up. I came back. They have multiple vegan restaurants.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't do it, but it's now in my physical reality.
That's real. Yeah,
It's now in ethers. And am I going to sit here and say that's only because of me? No. But did I play a part in putting things in the universe?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right.
No,
Damn
you're
right I
absolutely.
did.
You are a part of
You know?
the collective chain of cause and effect, or
Definitely.
action and consequence that led to that happening.
Yes.
Period.
So I just learned, like, that's how I look at manifestation. It's
Absolutely.
like these grandiose ideas. It's like, yeah, I might see it one way. Like you said, we might see it one way. We might fathom it one day. We might put it in this one context.
Yeah.
But then Allah, like, all right, well, you just, you know, if you want to take this idea and put it down to reality, it's not going to look, smell, think how you look, smell, think it should be. It's not going to materialize the way I think it should materialize. But it doesn't mean it won't materialize.
That's right.
It just won't materialize the way we supposed to. We think it was supposed to materialize.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
From that one perspective you had in that one point in time.
Yeah.
Because Allah has infinite perspective. He's like, okay, I feel you on that
Yeah.
point, but you weren't seeing all the things that were happening. I got that, and I got you, and this is what is. I'm gonna let you walk into what you had a part in creating.
Had I been trying to open up a restaurant when I first got back to Compton, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
No, bro.
And I would not be where I am. I would not be who I am. I would
No,
not be
not at
focused
all.
on the things I'm
Not at
focused
all.
on. I would not be in this completely different trajectory.
So, man, and
I had to shift my perspective as soon as I got back. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is why I'm back.
exactly, and then accepting that, not fighting that, not fighting that.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, and I'm curious what you think about, like, since you had the most direct experience, and you know, because you went to assembling you both went to college, like, how do you like this
To the
whole
cordon bleu.
yeah. So, college is education,
cordon bleu.
post secondary education.
I did.
Yeah, yes, sir. But since you were like you went a more non-conventional route than us, like, what do you think about the whole notion of becoming the institution that is a legitimate, viable institution that is potentially more powerful than the conventional route of going to college for men? Like,
Oh, I think it's
right?
It's powerful,
Right? Yeah.
Like, I mean, within my schooling, we actually built a whole city. Like, not, it was all theoretical. It was on paper. How are we gonna, have I think it was 100-person camp. How is that gonna look? How is,
Where was this? Like, what?
we did it in Baghdad, I think it's California, Arizona.
A city called Baghdad?
Yeah, so it used to be an old uranium mine.
Oh, dude, damn.
And so there was a reservoir. There's an off stream from the Colorado River that fills the dam area. So basically, taking the knowledge that we learned and how we're gonna set up a civilization to move out here. If
Dude.
California would have a major earthquake or a tsunami to hit it, and we need to relocate.
Yeah.
And then what does
Do you
it look
still have those like schematics and everything?
Yeah.
What program was this for, bro?
This was for the permaculture class for USC.
Oh,
so
dope.
we basically,
You went to USC?
yeah.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Without going and doing what the system tells us to do, somehow I still managed to go to school.
Okay.
Because you a brilliant
Yeah.
genius.
After Alaska, hold on. I gotta get the time.
Nigga
right.
gonna just
After
slide.
Alaska,
Nigga
before
gonna just
Alaska?
slide that. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
right?
slide no USC in, nigga. No.
Like,
You're not having no USC slide ins.
nah, bro.
It's one of the most prestigious schools in the world.
Yeah.
It was a dope course. It was
Awesome.
It was dope.
Oh, so I just when?
Nigga
When did this
just-
happen
So
on the
this
timeline?
was all right.
This
so
nigga just slid in there. He went to USC.
after Alaska, I moved back. Like I want to say 2019.
Yeah, that's when I moved back too.
And then I was working at Sprouts, met this woman, Marilyn, in the vitamins department. She was like, "Oh, dude, you need to go to this permaculture class."
Oh,
And when I moved back, it was
Sprouts and Fullerton.
yeah, Sprouts and Fullerton. When I moved back,
Shout out to Sprouts.
I like Sprouts. I like Sprouts.
It's all right.
I like Sprouts.
They manipulating the mind as well.
I understand.
man,
They
listen,
finesse.
man.
They
Hey,
finesse.
man.
It's finesse.
So
Gotta get it how you live.
That's right.
you're right.
Yeah.
So I moved back and I was like, all right, I got to go to school. And so none of the opportunities were working out. And somehow on my birthday again, they had a discount for the course. And I got it and I started going. And basically it was high level education. They taught us intensively for like 8 hours straight what we have to learn about nature and how to read it and this and that. And then it was like, all right, now we're going to put you in a project and you guys have to figure out what your project is. And ours was, how are we going to rebuild a city? Because I met this brother, Jeremy, who currently is in Ghana right now, building his community. He's building little factories and things like that for the neighboring community to have employed work while building up a fully sustainable system.
And you said in Ghana?
He's in Ghana.
Dope.
Yeah. So yeah, I just took that time and
Gordon.
learned what I learned, and it was just like, we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes having role players to understand, hey, I'm gonna take on education.
Absolutely.
And honestly, the best education is just having the children grow up next to the skilled masters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they just follow by
Yep.
example
Yep.
Yeah.
or follow their examples. And that's it. That's gonna doing that and just, having your agricultural system in place, just certain foundational stuff. It creates the conditions for anyone to grow.
Definitely.
Man, woman. Especially it creates stronger men to be able to lead. Like, hey, we have food, shelter, water secured, and our defense system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's no one's gonna get picked off by a mountain lion or picked off by, a crazy person out on the road or in the world. So then that creates better conditions for the mothers to just be mothers. And that creates better children.
Yes, sir.
Because now it's more of a peaceful household.
Yeah.
And that's the foundation of how we need to start moving and rebuilding.
Facts, bro.
Literally.
No, facts, man. No, talk to him. Lord has spoken.
So,
on.
yeah.
I agree. 1,000%.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you guys are learning and getting to how can we actually have a city and have our own. Like, I was just learning pretty much how will it look running. What resources can we use immediately? What's the game plan? Okay, let's plant bamboo and all this stuff so that in 5 to 10 years we have building material for all these expected families to live in and things like that, like stuff like that.
Because bamboo just grows really fast, doesn't it? It's just like it keeps growing. Once it grows, like it's like a nonstop growing type of thing. Like it's always like expanding and reproducing.
Always expanding, especially if there's a lot of water. So if we're planting it along the rivers and things like that, then the bamboo is just gonna grow.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
and there's different types, you know, but that also will change climate, allow you to grow other things. It would break the wind. There's so many ways we can implement different plants into our structure or design our structure, our city layout to protect us from certain things.
I feel you.
Yeah, no, I super feel you, and I'm really starting to grasp like the everything about your education has been raw. You feel me? Like going to Alaska after fucking high school, raw. Taking this permaculture class, learning how to build this, it's raw. Slanging fruit, the Merc part on it, raw.
Yeah, bro.
It's raw, bro. I'm raw.
Like I'm ready. That's my thing.
raw.
Like I'm ready
It's raw.
for everything to crash and burn. I'll be straight. Like
Yeah.
I know we can build. I know how to build a community garden. I'm a chef.
Yeah.
I know how to grow food. I know how to cook food. I know how to distribute resources. I know how to communicate. I know how to create content. I know how to create education material. I know how to create curriculum. I'm with it. If everything crash and burn, let's do it.
You got it, bro.
My point is like, how many people? Most people aren't ready to crash and burn. That's why I'm like, man, we don't gotta do the anarchist talk because Nick, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm with you. Like, let's go find somewhere and rebuild. I'm down. Yeah. I'm definitely down to say we don't need no politics or nothing. And let's go start fresh and rebuild. But when we go rebuild, we got to make sure we got some structures in place and some administrative place, some things in place, and some accountability in place, and ethics, morals, society,
man.
accountability,
proper
checks and balances,
governance, like we talked about, administration and governance. That shit doesn't go away.
But I'm definitely like
ready.
Ready to grow some food and build a community.
Nah, for real, bro. Like I'm super ready, and like I'm, like it's just like. There's a part of me that I want to be there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, no, like that's my dream. My dream still. I still ultimately want to open up a restaurant. Yeah, that's still like my dream.
Yeah, but you're still gonna do that.
Yeah, but I want a pyramid. I want a pyramid restaurant. I've been studying a lot of pyramids. Oh, so I want like to build pyramids and to have those be restaurants.
That's essential within our structure of our city.
It's essential.
Oh yeah, your boy. Tell him about your boy went to Mexico, went to the ruins, right?
You did?
Pyramids?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. I went to
recently this year.
Bacalar.
Yeah.
Out in, it's near Belize. It's like 45 minutes up. From Belize.
They got pyramids in Belize too.
Yeah, I bet.
How do you spell that?
Bacar.
Baca.
Baca.
Sounds like a K, bro.
So that's BACC.
Baccarat?
Bacalar.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have a vision of 2 pyramids I'm gonna build.
So you got to build the sun pyramid.
I'm gonna build a pyramid like the chakras.
Oh, gotcha.
It's gonna be like a healing center where you can literally walk in and have all your cells be rejuvenated.
Outlined with copper.
Yep.
Got the crystal on top.
The top is going to be all clear as quartz. It's going to be all gemstones. The whole outside is going to be gemstones. And then the topper is going to be. Is it all the wiring is going to be copper, but the top is going to be all clear quartz, and it's going to be magnetic. It's going to actually be 100% solar, but it's going to move with the sun.
Yeah. You guys. We all know Ormus, right?
Olmecs?
You know about Ormus?
No, I don't. No,
it's essentially utilizing different materials, like metals and crystals, to create a charged.
I heard of orgonite.
It's like orgonite.
It's like orgonite.
Well, it's same field.
Yeah.
But basically using that to deter like electromagnetic waves in the air. Like radio waves.
Yeah.
If they're trying to make fake clouds and things like that, like these things will literally shoot a beam up in the air and break apart their clusters and things like that.
It's kind of like the one they put on their phones. It's like on a bigger scale. Cause I've seen the ones like people put like the radiation blockers and I forgot the names of them. I'm drawing a blank, but like a lot of different like black stones.
Doing that, or even creating patterns, these ancient geometric patterns within the pathways of the layout of the land or within your garden and things like that. And you can literally create this like Om type of energy field
Dope.
in your whole environment, which, you know, with that energy, it allows things to grow as freely as can be.
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you learn this? Where this specific data you learned where in Mexico when you just went?
No, this is another just raw me
Downloads.
Okay.
look at or building and tapping into the earth.
Okay. Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one day I
Word.
was like, I be getting a lot of downloads about pyramids, and like I had met this dude who studied pyramids, and he like go to Egypt and study the pyramids, and I fucked his head up because I was giving him so much game about the pyramids and like, oh yeah, how they was built and how they the same colors of the chakras and it would do the wop, and he was like, bro, like how you know this shit, bro? I was like, honestly, bro, I remember. He was like, what you mean? I was like, I remember, bro. Like I've unlocked my DNA. But I remember, bro. He was like, how you know that the second pyramid? I was like, bro, it's the color, it's the chakra. Like the top is white, the bottom is red. And he's like, bro, a lot of people don't know that the second pyramid, the bottom of the pyramid is red. He's like, I'm like, nigga, I know, bro. And I'm giving so much things about pyramid and how it's radio stations, how we talking to our ancestors in different planets and different star systems, and we could bring different kings in with their golden coffins and they act like antennas and whoop whoop. And he's just like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, he was like, bro, I spent my life studying pyramids, bro. I'll be in Egypt studying pyramids, and you just be knowing all this shit. And I was like, he wasn't like jealous. He was intrigued, but he was at the same time like damn, like you niggas is like. I was like, yeah, bro, like it get deep, bro. I just keep my mouth quiet. But
And when you hear
like,
it,
bro,
like,
I remember them, bro.
no, yeah, and it's like when you say the truth, especially that level and frequency of truth, it fucking resonates.
Yeah.
So like when you hear that, you're not gonna be like, oh nigga, you crazy. That caliber of truth forces you to shut the fuck up and take awe and be like, oh, whoa, he's on something.
Yeah,
you feel me?
You gotta unlock the DNA.
No, for real.
But I know that's why I'm here. I'm not gonna be done till I'm not gonna leave reality until I build
Facts.
mega pyramids.
And also, you're not going to get to the point where you're actually reduplicating mega periods without the discipline required to get to that level of expertise, bro.
I understand.
Yeah.
It take a lot of resources.
Yeah, it take a lot of resources.
A lot of money.
Take a lot of resources, and it takes a lot of discipline. Not be distracted by the distractions we talked about before this podcast.
Islam.
Talking both of you niggas right that.
Islam to the
Let's be very
distractions,
clear.
man.
Niggas talking about all these pyramids, but we spent 2 hours talking about that fucking bullshit.
Hey man, it's not bullshit. It's things we have to get through and clear. It's the distractions, bro. We gotta deal with it. It is not. It is what
Yeah, right.
we all are dealing
it's
with.
what we're dealing. All of us. I'm clear. Me too.
Yeah.
All dealing with it. But if we spend, my point is like the more we spend getting ourselves into more situations that are like that is going to derail us from having real pyramid talk.
Also, remember the other part that I said that I'm actively the most single I've ever been, and I'm not entangled with anybody.
I feel you.
At this present moment, this is one of the rarest times in my life, bro. It's crazy.
You're 1/10 less of a nigga. Congratulations.
I'm about at least 8/10 less of a nigga off this one. But my phone be dry, bro.
Congratulations, bro. Keep up the good work. Clear up because I'm looking at these pyramids in Bacalar.
That's not true.
Any download you got specifically? It looks dope, by the way. I'm looking at these ruins, Bacalar, because you went there, right? You just went there, yeah. Or was it just a good experience?
Not really, just the shit that we're on.
Yeah,
like the stuff that I've been studying and actively observing within nature. That's all they were on.
Okay, understood.
And
okay,
so like to me, that's just that's just affirmation for me to be like, all right, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I desire. Mm-hmm. I know that the way I process things naturally, my innate ability to tap in is true. Like I am getting downloads and codes from my DNA that's letting me know that like we're not going backwards. This is going forwards.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants to say like, oh, Like, how did we miss the pyramids? Like, if you look, that landmass is really just flat. So if there's any type of hills and things like that, that's because they're utilizing the structure of a pyramid to either read the sun, read the moon, tell when it's certain times of the season, really get a surveillance on the land, or read the sky and things like that.
Definitely.
So those are all things that we talked about, you know, securing the defense system, understanding the season, so food, understanding when to reproduce. There was a pyramid of the moon, and the tour guy was telling us how the Mayans believed when conceiving a child, when it's a full moon, it produces more males. And because their thing was like they're looking several years out, like, yo, we need more men so that we can build our army, we can build more structures, we can start progressing our community at a faster rate. Because the Spanish are coming in, they're bringing in a new type of weapon, so we need to arms ourselves. And that's just like, what? Like, we're over here talking about contraceptives, and we're talking about
Facts, bro.
You know, like how we shouldn't be having children right now. And
That's right.
It's like, yo, no, some of these people, we need to be having children.
That's right.
Like, we need more. You know, if we're men of high value and high knowledge and high self-worth, being able to install these into children that are going to be leading the next generation.
Definitely.
Because as we see, a lot of women have been, deceived on what it
say the least.
what it is to have a real man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's trickling down to having, you know, more single mothers raising children, and they don't know what they're doing. They're pure emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
you know, there's a saying that's like, right, a man that's full of emotion is a dangerous man.
Yeah,
Because he's erratic.
Yeah.
You can't control him.
that's right.
And we're seeing that in the hoods.
Yeah, facts.
We're just, oh, what? You have an ounce on you? Pop.
Yeah,
I just came up on $400.
you killed a man for $400, bro.
Like, that's sad.
Yeah, that's real.
Rather than it's like, oh, you got an ounce? All right, well, I got people. Well, why don't we work together? And then next time you'll be able to get 2 ounces. And then, oh, wait, we found a dude who can grow it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this guy can build a greenhouse. Oh, now we all in business.
There we go. Yeah,
Because we can set aside our emotions and be like, hey, let's get out the mud.
facts.
Yeah.
No, facts. Facts.
So that was a cool takeaway from up there.
I
It's
feel
a good takeaway.
it's a great takeaway.
No, that's just
So that
yeah.
I got some offline questions from that, but I got some
I understand.
I got some offline questions for now.
Okay. Understood.
I guess one more thing was
Yeah.
too is
Yeah.
how well they utilize the resources around them. Right, the Mayans were one of the most richest tribes of people or societies, and their main commodity was salt.
No, it's right. You told me.
Preservation now.
Yeah.
Preserving.
You said that was
everything.
the Aztecs or Mayans? That
The
so-
Mayans.
Okay. Yes, sir.
The Aztecs had the gold,
Okay,
the
understood.
emeralds, the obsidian. They had all the jewels. But it was like when famine would start to set in, there's, you know, droughts and things like that. They're like, yo, how are we going to preserve our food? And the Mayans were just like, oh, yo, we got all this salt. Like, who wants it? Well, we want your gold. We want your, you know, this and
Facts.
that and this and that.
Damn.
But it was really neat. These people were on such like business time
Yeah.
that they utilized their white limestone to create roads. So that at night, when the sun or the moon shined, the white on the road reflected the sunlight. And
The moonlight.
The moonlight,
Yeah.
my bad.
Okay.
So they were able to walk on these paths.
Nice.
But even with that being said, it's like now they had towers where men would just stand up there and they could see people coming from miles and miles away. So no one was coming up on them
Yeah.
because they been saw you.
Long time ago.
If you try to go in the jungle, you got to deal with the animals.
You gotta deal with the jungle.
Yeah.
So then it was just like, yo, having that self-awareness
Yeah.
and knowledge of what resources you have around
Facts.
you.
It's the security mindset.
Yeah.
No, for real. And that's also part of like building our own shit is like, yeah, we have to secure it. Like that's part of it. And it's all about having that. You get that mentality that's like number one. That's a soldier's function is to protect, to be on post, to be always aware of what's going on, to alert officers about, hey, yo, we see troops coming. Let's put a plan in place so nobody dies, or the amount of our people that die is less because we took plans to play. That's warfare. So, but this psychology, this is not something that is trained in Roman schools. They ain't gonna train you to think like a soldier. They don't train peons to think like soldiers. They train peons to be slaves to their empire.
I mean, only the army do.
No, facts. No, for real. Their army, right?
Yeah.
No, and it's only to serve their military objectives, and that's A-okay, and I understand that. But I'm just like, we're on our own time. We got our own objectives, so it's like, all right. That's why I think where we're going is actually building that institution, going because we have businesses, but a business becomes an institution, and an institution becomes a means by which men there's a rite of passage, and men become trained and able to advance and promote and propagate our empire. And it's funny because now that I'm thinking, remember that project that Amin in San Diego? Like he actually has a rite of passage. He's starting like a rite of passage program out there. I'm not sure if you've been tapped in, or like, because I forgot about that. You were tapped into that. Yeah, but no, he's actually been doing rite of passage stuff out there on the land in San Diego. So I'm like, oh, we do have a potential compound B. Sorry, I'm giving a lot of data on this podcast. Whatever. Yeah, I could probably talk about this. Not too much detail, but point is, there is to flesh out all of this God level talk, because we went from like talking to administrative and like gauging in this world, but now we're like, okay, now niggas talking pyramids. It's like that's
pyramids and building the kingdom.
That's a different level.
It's that's a different level, bro. Game. That's always the
end game, and that's the time we operate on. But it's like while we're in Rome, doing Romans, we get that. But now it's like, okay, niggas on pyramid time, bro. And I haven't had like memories of me being here in this Americas. I've always been memories of feelings of Kemet. I've always been, okay, I was there. So, but the fact that you have memories of being there, I'm like, oh shit, we got multi-continental Asiatic knowledge about how to do this shit. And we're putting things in place to get to this level. And now we're getting access to land and resources to make real shit happen. So I'm like, oh dude. Now, like, part of me is like, fuck the bullshit. How we get this shit cracking ASAP? You know what I mean? That's the energy I'm on right now. You feel me? No, right?
I'm just building.
Right?
Just build it.
Fucking build it.
Build the plan and let people know you want in. It's gonna be 10 grand.
Hey, yeah, man. And I'm not sure if you've seen pictures of the land in San Diego, but it's dope. As a mountain that looks like a pyramid. So like, yeah, now I'm like, oh, it's all aligning and making sense. And I don't think you've met Amin in real life. Have you?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's Queen Amina's son. His is
If I did, I was probably working.
Yeah. I don't think you've met him. But yeah, anyway, but Queen Amina's son. And yeah, now the San Diego thing has always been it's a cool thing, but now I'm like, and actually, one of the first we all linked up at Black Market Flea. The first one we all did together, we actually had that conversation. You were like, "No, I want to actually." Did you say you want to build pyramids in San Diego? You had a specific thing you wanted to do in the San Diego land. You're like, Do you remember what you said?
I want to create food forests.
That was it. It was food forest. That's right. Okay.
Like I want to honestly like create a forest to where like in 25, 35 years, like we're walking through that, like, bro, this is there's plants everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like to the trained eye, that's medicine, that's rope, that's over there what we get seasonings from. Oh, that tree is gum, and that's you mix that with some of the clay over there, and now we got cement, like shit like that. Like, dude, when I was there, also at the mine ruins, like they had an allspice tree. They had a kapal tree like right in front of a shrine. Like they had their resources right there. So they didn't have to go out, go forage, go do this. It's like, oh yeah, let's just there's kapal. Let's put it on the ceremony, the burners, and boom, it's time for ceremony.
Word. I'm thinking like just given where we are right now, I think we might have to do a little ceremony out there in that San Diego land. Like go camping for a night and actually like go out there with intention.
Yeah,
You'd feel me?
The ancestors will speak.
For real.
Those lands was very
For real, bro. It's literally right on the border
some medicine.
Right on. Yeah, exactly.
medicine, rope, like.
Yeah, actually, like, and I would deputize probably you to think of like the actual program. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, for real, like, what do we want to go down there? What do we want to accomplish? What is the ritual to establish? Think about that ritual, and that'll be your post.
Oh, I already know.
Okay, I understand.
It's kind of like
for real.
There's like a natural sense of whenever I'm in nature, it's like first, you know,
I feel this. This is
you pray, and then second thing is you go touch some plants and whatever's in seeding, you grab their seeds and you hold it. You keep admiring what has been given to us, and then you spread the seeds in different places, and then you sit down and you get started.
Sit. And this is how this would be a real business meeting. You feel me? Like this is how we do business.
That's how I do.
This is how we do business. You know what I mean? You know, this is nice, and I like the admin and corporate shit too. But I'm like, no, like I'm really.
This is the bridge, man.
It's the bridge.
It's the bridge.
This is what we do. We bridge to that. You know, we use this as a means to get to that. But I'm like, man, niggas don't really gotta wait no more. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Not in every lane. It's like, no, we have access to 30 acres of land out there. There's a mountain. There's quartz on the mountain. There's literally everything is right next to the border of Mexico. It's like, let's get it cracking. There's literally nothing stopping us. We have vehicles. I have tents. It's like, no, let's go. Let's do it. 2 hours away. So
That's even better. It's next to Mexico. We could literally go buy whatever we need to buy in Mexico. Back
and go to and actually get stuff done. Get stuff done in Mexico because actually there's work we need to pick up in Mexico.
You niggas have fun with that. I'm down for the ritual. I'm down for the coming of age situation.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to just be thugging in the desert though.
You don't like camping?
No, nigga.
Really?
Nah.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. You don't like camping out in the wild?
I will go do it as an experience, and then that's it. Like it sounds like you like let's go down there like put a lot of energy and time there.
I was thinking one night.
Oh yeah, let's do one. I'm down for. Okay, yeah, that's different.
But did you thought I like live there, bro?
Yeah, I don't know what you on, bro. So I'm like, bro, I don't know what you got going. I don't know what this nigga talking about. You know, bro, I'm with you, but nigga, I can't.
No, bro. I'm not trying to live in the move into the desert right now.
Yeah, okay, for sure, bro.
Nah, me neither.
That's I'm like, I don't like.
You never got that vibe though.
I'm like, I know it's late.
You did. I was like, oh,
We're just talking about setting up shop.
A ceremony.
I know it's 2:30, but I'm like, bro, I can't go there with you, bro.
Ceremony.
I can't do that
one night. It's one night. We go there with intention, and we have a ceremony, and we leave the ceremony with like, oh shit, now we see it.
I'm down for that.
No, I think we should.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, for real. So I'll have to talk to your boy. I mean tomorrow. I'll be like, hey, bro, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen,
bro.
I think that's a good conclusion.
Yeah, I feel it.
2:30.
Yeah, you got anything to say, Imani?
Nah.
Yeah.
It is 2:30.
It's late. It is late. We've got things to do tomorrow, but I think that's a good point.
Today, we got things to do today. Got things to do in a couple hours. Like I said, tomorrow. Tomorrow was Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. All right, yeah, we good then. I'll close it out. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful, the Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve. Thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Ameen.
Ameen.